What's going on, guys? T90XVI with another WSVG game here, and really looking forward to this one. I heard this one was a great game. Now, as you see, there is a king in the middle of the map right now. What is going on? Well, this is a Regicide game, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's quickly introduce the players. And here we have the Tyrant player, F1Re. And F1Re, as you all know, is a great player, 2300 ranking on Voobly. Over here we have miguelzin. He is just under 2K on Voobly. This is a best of 5 series between these guys. This is game 3. I'm not going to fill you in on any of the other games just because it may spoil something for you. So anyway, we have Miguel over here in the green playing as the Mayans. Over here in the blue playing as the Mayans as well. F1Re. So F1Re versus Miguel. And interestingly enough, these guys both start with a barracks. They start with surrounding towers. They start with a castle. They start with a king. So, well, kings are probably going to be used to scout out a tiny bit here. Players normally do that. Now, you got to keep in mind you don't want to hit the enemy castle with your king, because if your king dies, well, it's game over. So you have to be careful where you're scouting with your kings. Currently, F1Re is just scouting out the back of the map and just being safe. While meanwhile, we have Miguel is back here with his king, and very well actually may not even have his king scouting. We'll see if I can spot it, but there we go. So it would kind of be a shame not to scout with your king, just because the kings have huge line of sight, and they're also very quick. So it's not like the scouts are going to pick them off. But anyway, so we have Mayans. So Mayans are certainly going to be fast castling and possibly doing some castle age aggression. Thing is that if you're not, if you're doing any feudal age pressure on Regicide, you're just stupid, because there are these walls here. You're not going to get in the feudal age. There's towers. There's castle. So these players obviously are not stupid. These players are obviously amazing. And so they're going to be fast castling this one. Kind of a shame for F1Re here that the boars are back here behind the houses in the castle. And so he's trying to lure these in, and he got the first one in, well done. But that second one he's probably going to have to get loom for. Because as you saw, he tried to use his scout to lure it in, and it didn't work out. And his scout's on low HP, and he's going to need that scout to see if any impending attacks are coming in. So kind of a shame. And over here, let's take a look at the boar locations. Well, trying to lure the boar in with the scout. As you can see, the first one was already lured in by Miguel with the scout. Second one, well, he's going to wait, it looks like, and he's probably going to lure that in successfully. It was just kind of unlucky over here for F1Re, and he's actually going to give it another shot and lure it in anyway. Well done. And as Fiage always says, they're not scouts, they're boar stealers. And not actually stealing a boar right now, but they are luring the boar and doing a good job. And you know what I always found was unfair? I found it was unfair that no other scout in the game except a Eagle Scout can go into the TC. Like, that just kind of, you know, leans towards stealing boars. I don't understand why that happens or why they allow that. It just doesn't make any sense. But these guys going up to the feudal age, Miguel on 24 population, F1Re on 23 population, going to try and fast castle this one out. And they're going up very low population just because they have a ton of resources here, and they're going to be able to get up pretty shortly. Be interested to see how quickly they can get up. Regicide, you start with a lot of villagers, so you really can do a good job if you know what you're doing here. These guys obviously are informed enough to do a proper Regicide build, and it looks like with the food here, which he will have when this villager's done, he'll be able to click right up. And look at the king over here from Miguel coming over and dodging that tower, which is interesting. But up on 750 is F1Re, and up just behind him it looks like is Miguel. So these guys are both up on a decent time. They probably, they already have a castle, so they're not going to need stone for a castle. Probably going to be going to TC and pressuring with plumed archers. You're rarely going to see these guys let the other one boom it out. So we'll see what happens. But, oh my word, look what just happened. F1Re just realized that the king came over here from Miguel, and he walled it in. He walled it in. He backwalled over here as well. And that king is stuck in here. Miguel, your king is stuck in the back of the map, my friend. And that is insane right now. Miguel, we have to keep an eye on that one. That was just brilliant from Fire. In fact, that is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. That he was able to see that king run by, wall it up there, and he's actually going to delete a hole right here. You know, if Miguel doesn't realize and he tries to run his king, say, out here and selects out to this area, the king is probably, if the hole is opened up here actually, he'll probably run right into the castle fire, and that would be the most amazing thing. That would be the most amazing thing. But right now it looks like Miguel's going to hide him there, and we're going to see if plumed archers come out right now from Fire. Fire could just take that king out and finish this game. This could be devastating for Miguel. Miguel is really in a world of hurt right now if that king. I mean, this is quite incredible, to be honest with you. As you can see, the king right there for Fire is in the tower, and his second TC is going up right here for Fire as well. However, the plumes, Fire, unfortunately, he can guess that the king is there, but he is not positive, it looks like, because he's bringing the plumes out here. Fire, I don't think he knows. I think that he guessed. I feel like he maybe walled back here so he would not have any intrusions. But the king is back there, and it's just going to stay back there, and we're just going to keep an eye. I can easily see on the mini-map, so we'll see what happens. But any upgrades coming in? Well, nope. 2 TCs are queued up at this point. A couple idle villagers, and of course they're spotted out as soon as I see them from Fire. And over here at this side, we do have the 2 TCs up for Miguel as well. Miguel, well, he has +1. Over here on this side, we have +1 as well for Fire. So pretty neck and neck at this point. And third TC coming up for Fire. And Fire, if he were to get Town Watch, he would have to see that king. And that kings don't have any weapons, so they can't bust down any walls. And he's going to have a hard time getting out unless Fire deletes something here. He's not going to be able to run through this town for sure. And I don't think Fire knows. I don't think Fire knows that king is there. This is making me so giddy right now. And so anyway, currently over here we do have some pressure with some plumes. And the thing is, these plumes are really powerful. He's just going to make them to get the map control here. And what he's going to try and do, Miguel, is try and get some villager picks on the wood lines, which is going to be important. And if he can do that, these plumes will be successful. However, you know, same goes for Fire. He's going to want to do the same thing. Again, Town Watch probably isn't going to be researched, and that's kind of a shame. You know, the food count is low. He's not going to need Town Watch because he's all walled off. So unfortunately, Fire probably isn't going to see that king anytime soon, and the game would pretty much be over if he saw that king. And can he see it? No, he can't see it. Oh my word. And +2, I assume these plumes are probably going to engage once +2 comes in for one of these guys. But right now they're just booming up. And in fact, is Miguel on 3 TC? He is as well. They're just booming up at this point. Getting a siege workshop up is Miguel. And oh my word, this house wall is going to come near the king here and get dangerously close to seeing him. We do have a bit of engagement on the front. It looks like the scout is being caught out from Fire, but paying attention to the king. Let's see what Miguel can see, actually. Miguel can see the house being built. Oh my word. And there's another house being built, and Fire still cannot see the king. Oh my gosh. That's really incredible. You know, if he tries to build another house, he could wall him in. He could build another house and then build another house on this side and wall him in. He still has not seen it, and oh my gosh, that is just incredible stuff. So anyway, these plumes are coming out. At this point, Fire, using his scout, has he seen the siege workshop? He has not, but he can assume, using his 2.3k assumption skills, that there is a siege workshop coming out from Miguel, and he's getting up his own siege workshop. He's going to go out with his plumes, which now have +2, and Miguel does not have +2 just yet. King, where'd it go? Slow down, game. Where did the king go? King's now over here. Miguel has relocated the king, and I believe that's a better location than over here for sure. I think he's going to try and free him up. He very well may try and free him up. I'm not sure. Fire, though, he does see that there is a Mangonel there, but Fire's going to use that scout, and if that scout can get a couple hits on there, he's going to be worth it. Good attack ground from Miguel there, but it looks like that Mangonel is going to go down. It didn't really get any hits that were worthwhile, and that's a shame for Miguel, and it's a real shame that his king is still stuck back there, and that king's going to be stuck back there for the whole game, really. I don't see him getting out, and like I said, Fire can see it! Fire can see it. That is Fire's fog of war right now. He can see the king. And if you look at the mini-map, you can see that green. Like, the green is visible right there. You should be able to see the... You should be able to see it if you're Fire right now. I wonder how long it's going to take him to realize this. And he just said GG, G-A-G-G, and this is where it ends. Miguel just resigns because he sees his king is there. And, wow. You know, I wonder, I still, without speaking to Fire, I won't know if Fire knew. But that wall right here immediately was followed by a wall right here and trapped the king. And I would have liked to see the king snipe, but I think Miguel knew it was coming and resigned. You never want to see your king get sniped, so that's why he resigned. But GG, that was incredibly odd. And GG. And Fire ended up taking this series. It was a good one. And well played from both of these guys. Even though the game didn't really materialize, I needed to show you guys that one. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching T90XVI.